Hi everybody, and welcome to our first preview for our 2016-2017 season, which is called Music for All Time. And we call it Music for All Time because there's all sorts of different kinds of music spanning from music that was just recently written all the way into the past. Music spanning the centuries of great symphonic music. And we're starting out with our first program. It's called Superman Meets West Side Story. And I think it's a little self-explanatory, but I'm here to give you a preview of this first concert that will be happening September 17th at 7:30 at the Victoria Fine Arts Center. So I hope you're all going to be there. As you know, everything is okay, because the conductor's here. But anyway, let's get on to this preview. First, we're going to begin with the Superman part of it, and this is a piece by an American composer named Michael Daugherty, and it's called the Red Cape Tango. And it is one movement of a larger work by Michael Daugherty called the Metropolis Symphony, and it's all about Superman. And in this piece, you think, okay, Red Cape, that's Superman's cape, of course, but there's the tango part of it. And it has that famous tango rhythm that you're always used to hearing. And that goes throughout. But what happens throughout this whole time is there's a statement of a theme, and it's an old chant called the Dies Irae. This chant has been used in many symphonic works. The Rachmaninoff Rhapsody on a theme by Paganini uses that theme throughout. And Berlioz' Symphonie Fantastique uses the Dies Irae. So if you're wondering what this Dies Irae is, then let me just give you a very quick playing of one of the main tunes. This is the Dies Irae. That's the first part of it. So you hear that throughout this piece as one of the main themes, but in the tango part, you hear the chimes start playing it. So you had to hear that. And it goes through all kinds of movement throughout the orchestra. The chimes play it this way. So all the way throughout this piece, you will get the Dies Irae, but played in the form of a wonderful dance, a tango. So I think you're going to really enjoy this piece by Michael Daugherty, an American composer. And we're going to move on from that to our soloist, who's going to be playing the well-known Rodrigo Concierto de Aranjuez. And I think you all probably know this opening tune that the guitar plays. This part that goes like this. Like that. And you all, of course, know that theme from the Concierto de Aranjuez. And of course, there's that beautiful, beautiful second movement. It's very slow, of course. The English horn plays this. It's beautiful, 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 beautiful. The guitar picks up the theme, of course, and it plays it all throughout this movement. And then finally ending with a very jolly and happy tune that you hear over and over. All the way through in the last movement. It's the faster part of the concerto where you get to hear all kinds of wonderful pyrotechnics by the guitarist. And our guitarist is Mr. Robert Bolinek, who was actually supposed to be our soloist a number of years ago when we were supposed to do this concerto. And he wasn't able to come due to some travel considerations last minute. And so we had an Italian guitarist come and play it for us and fill in. So we didn't get a chance to have Robert, but he will be with us this time. Now after the intermission, we will go on to a piece by Wagner. It's called the Prelude and Love Death to Tristan und Isolde. It's one of his many operas that he wrote, and one of the most landmark pieces in 20th century, because Wagner was a very, very romantic composer, and he blurred the lines between harmonies and structures of that sort. And so instead of hearing the kind of some little theme, or the kind of thing that you hear in Mozart, very tonal kinds of things. But with Tristan, he started out with this chord that changed the face of music, and it was dubbed the Tristan chord. And this is the chord. But it starts like this. There's the chord, and then it resolves. And there's a waiting, and now the same chord, only a little higher. There's the chord, and it resolves. A little more silence, and yet one more time. And there's the Tristan chord. So you hear the chord, or this chord, or this chord. It's the same progression, except going higher as he moves on. And then it gets very, very chromatically opulent. You hear these wonderful chords. And you hear the cello playing this wonderful tune. It's super chromatic all the way through. Beautiful, wonderful, luxurious writing for orchestra, and all in this Prelude and Love Death, these two segments that sort of bookend the opera Tristan und Isolde. Well, we have that, and finally we will end with the second part of the title, Superman meets West Side Story. And we will be presenting Leonard Bernstein's Symphonic Dances on West Side Story, which, of course, we all know the musical West Side Story, kind of a modern-day Romeo and Juliet, and the famous tunes like Maria and Tonight and all these kinds of tunes. And Bernstein was the first to have this kind of jazzy feel, this with these dissonances. Clapping too, or snapping. So it has that jazzy sort of feel, and of course there's the song Cool. Very jazzy sort of feel to it, but at the same time, those beautiful songs like the famous Somewhere. That one. Somewhere, of course. And all these are put together in a tour de force of orchestration. When Bernstein wrote West Side Story, his orchestrators could only use a very small orchestra. He had only 5 woodwind players, and each of those woodwind players had to play 4 or 5 different instruments in order for him to get all the colors that he wanted in it. You know, because Broadway pits are very small, so he didn't have much space as far as the orchestra is concerned. But when he decided to do this, he had his 2 friends who were his co-orchestrators, and he asked them to help him put this into a very large orchestra. And then they went to town with beautiful colors and wonderful kinds of orchestrations that, of course, you'll hear when we perform this concert for you. So there you have it, Superman meets West Side Story, but beginning with this wonderful tango in the mood and the story of Superman, and the wonderful Concierto de Aranjuez guitar concerto, intermission followed by the hyper-romantic and beautiful Prelude and Love to Tristan and Isolde, and then finally ending with the exciting, jazzy, poignant, beautiful Symphonic Dances from West Side Story. So I hope you'll come and join us for the concerts, the opening concerts of the Victoria Symphony Orchestra, and we will see you on September 17th at 7:30 for our opening concert of the 16-17 season. Thank you, and we'll see you soon.